Hey there, Sarah here. Welcome to my video. Today we are going to be going over market statistics for a 2-week period, September the 13th to September the 27th, and we'll be looking at data from last year, same time, and this year to compare the difference, as well as just go over generally what's happening in those areas. So this is a little bit about me, Sarah Greer, Realtor. We moved to Salt Lake in 2014 and in 2019 became American citizens. I am originally from New Zealand, as you can tell from my accent probably, hopefully. You don't think I'm from Australia or somewhere like that. But yeah, we absolutely love it here. Now onto the side there is a map of the general areas that I cover, but I can pretty much go anywhere around Utah. So that's fantastic because there is so much to do and see around Utah, and I'd love to help families buy second homes as well. So it's always a bonus being able to go anywhere across the Utah state. Okay, let's get started. Now, some of these suburbs, obviously you're aware that their zip codes cross over to other suburbs, like there's some that are in Riverton or South Jordan, they cross over. So rather than break it down per zip code, I just wanted to do the suburbs. I'm covering 10 today, just because those are the suburbs I wanted to cover today. So let's get started. I'm not going to go through all of the numbers because there is a lot that we're covering, but somebody's at the door. Yay! Okay, 2020 over there in the yellow. That's my baby dog barking. 2020 is in yellow and 2019 is in blue. And below are the figures that I kind of want to go into a bit. So, you've got your DOM, which is days on market, the average list price, it's what the average prices that properties in Riverton list for, and then the sold price. So generally in 2020, we're seeing the sold price is higher than the list price, as opposed to in 2019, generally the list price is, the sold price is lower than the list price, because of housing inventory and all of these other factors that you take into account. And then the number of sales, that is just contracts that went from under contract to sold. So that is where the number of sales come in, 57 as opposed to 59. So very, very similar. But if you look at the bottom, you've got active listings. First is 2019. There were 91 active listings in Riverton. Today, there is only 28 active listings. That, as you can see, is almost 70% difference, which is the largest difference between active last year and this year of the suburbs that we're going to be covering, which is, yeah, that is a huge, huge difference. If you're thinking of selling in Riverton, give me a call. It's perfect time. People want to buy. Riverton is lovely. Who wouldn't want to live in Riverton? I live in Riverton. Okay, so yeah, that's Riverton. Now let's move on to Sandy. Sandy numbers are pretty good. As you can see, they've gone up in price from last year as the general price that they're listing for. Number of sales is less because of inventory. Days on market is pretty good because properties are selling like hotcakes. Okay, active listings. Last year, 235 active listings. This year, 135. Well, it may not seem as much because it's Riverton was 70%. It's still 42% difference, which is really, really big. And then you've got a lot of under contracts and a lot of backups because, people are really liking houses. There's already been an offer on it. The owners are taking backup offers just in case something goes wrong with the first offer, so that then they take first place from there. And sometimes you have more than one backup offer just in case, because we're in uncertain times at the moment. We can't predict the future. I mean, I don't have a glass ball that I'm going to tell you about, but yeah, it's interesting times. Okay, Draper. Draper is the prices have gone up in Draper compared to last year because of demand, and number of sales has gone down because of housing inventory is just so much lower. You know, it's 47% lower this year than it was in 2019. There's quite a big difference. Again, all of the areas we're talking about have that difference, negative difference between last year and this year. Okay, Midvale. Midvale is still a really great market. It average days on market is just over 2 weeks, which is fantastic. Number of sales is low because Midvale zip codes, you know, Midvale is actually only one zip code, and that zip code doesn't cross over to any other suburbs. So yes, but again, we're looking at just over 50% lower active listings this year compared to last year in Midvale, which is a considerable amount. Under contracts is very similar compared to last year. Backup offers, there's more this year because people are still wanting to put in that offer and hopefully take over first place if something goes wrong with the first buyer. Cottonwood Heights is interesting. I'm finding it interesting this year compared to last year. Look at the price. List price this year, $723,000. List price last year, $420,000. That's crazy. That's a huge difference that we're seeing there in Cottonwood Heights. And it's probably because the houses are maybe slightly bigger. People are wanting to move into the area because it's a great area. It's really close to the mountains and that sort of thing, good schools. And so people can ask top dollar, which is fantastic. And number of sales is a little bit higher this year, but again, it's inventory. You've got 60% less houses for sale now than we did last year. So Cottonwood Heights, again, is doing really well. It's a great suburb, good schools, good areas, and that sort of stuff. So it's thriving, as all of these suburbs are actually thriving. West Jordan, average days on market, just over 2 weeks. List price to sold price, again, predicted sort of $5,000 difference, around about, compared to last year as well. Less houses sold because of inventory. Almost 55% less houses for sale now than there were last year. And backup offers are huge. People are really desperate in buying houses at the moment. So, you know, you've got 75% more backup offers this year than last year. Crazy. South Jordan. South Jordan is doing fantastic. And if you look down the bottom here, last year, this time, 290 active listings, sorry, and there's only 98. So yeah, you do the math. Actually, I can because it's already written there. 66% difference in properties for sale. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Okay, Murray. Murray's doing fantastic. Average days on market is a little bit higher. Now again, Murray is, I don't think any of the zip codes in Murray cross over to other areas, so it's just Murray. Number of sales is a little bit lower, but look at the list price and sold price compared to this year and last year. That's huge as well. Very similar to Cottonwood Heights. And active listings, wow. 39 active listings in Murray, and compared to last year, 85. It's almost 55% difference. So yeah, it seems to be very consistent that, you know, we're looking at 50% or higher difference in active listings compared to last year. It is definitely a great time to list your house for sale. Lehigh. Lehigh is doing great. It's not a huge difference from last year to this year, apart from days on market has gone down. And if you look at the active listings, we've got 111 active listings now compared to 336, 66.9% difference. Almost up there with Riverton, but not quite. But Lehigh is a great area. People are wanting to move out a little bit further from the city, get a little bit of, you know, there's a smaller section and really nice house because there's a lot of new houses in Lehigh, a lot of new subdivisions. People are just wanting to move a little bit further out. Saratoga Springs is our last suburb. Saratoga Springs is a very up-and-coming neighborhood. There are a lot of new builds, new subdivisions, new condos, townhouses, and single-family homes. So yeah, Saratoga Springs is a great area, and it's a little bit further away from town. Again, like Lehigh, people are wanting to move further out so they have more of an open space kind of living as opposed to really close to each other. But again, almost 65% less houses this year for sale than there was last year. Taking into account, houses didn't stop being built. They're still being built, but they're just the demand compared to last year. Now people, you know, if you want to sell, now is great. Again, I've said that a few times. Okay, so that is the end of the suburbs. Now, this is a little picture here of my car. If you see me out and about, feel free to wave. Hey, say hi. If I'm not driving, if I'm getting in or out of my car, and you've got any questions, please come up and ask me. I'm more than happy to talk to you about whether it's housing, whether it's what's going on in the market, whether you want to set up a consultation so I can come out and go over what I do for sellers and what I do for buyers and what sort of time frame you'd be looking at to get your house listed and sold. Yeah, come up and say hi. Or if you just want to find out about New Zealand, I'm more than happy to talk about whatever it is you fancy talking about. And if you want, you can follow me on any of these platforms here. Pretty consistent, Sarah in Salt Lake, Sarah Greer Realtor, blah, blah, blah. That's me. You can search me up, follow me, tag me in anything you want. If you have any questions, you can email me, call me, send a carrier pigeon. You know, it should be fine. My cats love pigeons. But yeah, any questions regarding the housing market, what's going on in your particular neighborhood, I'm more than happy to come out and discuss that with you and give you a little bit more information so you can make the right decision for you and your family. In the meantime, stay safe, be happy, and be fantastic. And I will speak with you all soon. Bye.